Okay, so another tutorial. I'm going to take a look at another essay from a learner. Now, okay, so let's take a look at it. And I'm not going to comment on every single thing because that would take me quite a while. There's a bit of grammar, some spelling, punctuation, and there's a few things for cohesion, coherence, and task achievement. So we'll just take a look, and then I've written an example which I will use to make a point, and we'll look at the structure and we'll just see. Okay, so for some people, shopping is not about buying what is necessary, but is a form of entertainment. If it's a positive or a negative development. So this question, essentially, it's more or less a to what extent. Do you agree or disagree? So it's asking you to express your opinion. Do you think this is a positive or a negative? Is it good or bad? So as such, you don't need to look at both sides. All that you need is to say yes, it's positive and give 2 reasons why, or say no, it's a negative and give a couple of reasons why. It's not a discussion. So a structure we could use. So for every essay, you paraphrase the question, restate the topic. Sentence 2, express a clear opinion. Sentence 3, give an outline. What's your main idea for paragraph 2 and your main idea for paragraph 3? So for my essay, I say it's a negative development. So in my introduction, main idea 1, I say it encourages personal dissatisfaction, and that's what I write about in paragraph 2. My main idea 2, I say it's a waste of time, and that's what I write about in paragraph number 3. And then for your body, main idea, explain it, specific example, and you can either make a concession despite the fact that some people say blah blah blah, or you can reiterate the example and the main idea. Same for paragraph 2 or 3. And then conclusion, restate the topic. You can make a suggestion, a recommendation if you've got time, or not, but restate the question, the topic, and your 2 main ideas. That's what you basically need. So let's have a look at this then. So now every examiner will tell you, don't start your essay with nowadays. You know, it's one thing examiners really hate because it doesn't mean anything. All that you need is to simply restate the topic. So has become an imperative. I suppose that's a paraphrase. Unnecessary. Imperative part of everyday life. It is an obvious necessity, especially to a working person. I'm not sure what that's got to do with anything. And now a feeling of over the moon. Now this is meant to be an academic essay, so using such an idiom of feeling over the moon would not be appropriate. So just a feeling of satisfaction. However, some people believe that shopping is also a form of recreation. This essay will discuss the positive and negative impact in our society. Well, yes, but it's not much of an outline. What do you think are the positives or the good and bad things? And it's asking you, is this a positive or a negative? In other words, do you think it's good or bad? So in your introduction, you have to actually say, this is good, this is bad. To prove this is good or bad, I'm going to talk about this and this. So let's have a look at my very quick introduction. Oops, I just wrote a second ago. So two sentences, right? Sentence one. In many parts of the world, shopping has changed from being about buying necessities. So I've changed it from an adjective to a noun, to instead being an entertaining. So I've changed the noun into a verb. Activity. This essay will argue that, and there's a clearly expressed opinion, this is a negative development and encourages, main idea 1 for paragraph 2, personal dissatisfaction, and it's also a waste of time. That's my main idea for paragraph number 3. Okay, so just a couple of sentences, that's all that you basically need. Restate the question. Say, do you think it's positive or negative? And briefly mention what you're going to be talking about. Okay, now let's have a look. A shopping habit, well, we don't need that. Shopping habit or a shopping habit, perhaps we should use an article. A shopping habit, the shopping habit, has a negative impact. Don't forget your articles. For a nation, well, what's that got to do with is this good or bad? For some people, now you're talking about a nation. Okay, an extravagant shopping habit makes as, what's that, us? Greedy and unwise. Okay, people should restrict themselves in purchasing or to purchase. Make it to plus infinitive. What are not necessity, instead saving for future use. Oh dear. To restrict themselves to purchase what are not, don't you mean what is necessary? What is a necessity? Instead of what? Saving for future. So I'm not really sure what this sentence means. It's a bit confusing. Furthermore, addictive shopping can significantly interfere with the function of an individual. What does that mean? So, shopping habit has a negative impact for a nation. Okay. Extravagant makes us greedy and unwise. So you've moved from nation to people. People, and this sentence, I'm not quite sure exactly what that means. Addictive shopping can significantly interfere with the function of an individual. Well, you've basically said that once. So there's a bit of repetition here, which we want to avoid. Though in work, some people are preoccupied with shopping in work. Shopping to excess that can result in debt and habitual purchasing of items that sometimes things are unused. Okay, the quality of work of an individual will greatly affect or will be greatly affected if they are obsessed with the shopping. Well, we don't need that article. So you've pretty much said the same thing, maybe 3 separate times. So a shopping habit has a negative impact, makes us greedy and unwise, which is a negative, I would imagine. I'm not quite sure what this means. Addictive shopping can interfere with the function of an individual. Well, which is pretty similar to what you've said there. Though in work, some people are preoccupied with shopping to excess, and they're happy to purchase items going unused. The quality of work, I'm not sure what this has to do with it, because so there's a lot of repetition You know, you've like more or less said the same thing 3, maybe 4 different ways. Now, the only thing that we have that is new is talking about it's a waste of time. So as a paragraph, that's not very good. What the criteria calls for is a logical progression of ideas. I suppose I'll have to show you what I'm talking about, so I didn't really want to. Okay, right, if we look at the official criteria, so this is the official British Council, University of Cambridge criteria. Let's get my pen. Where are we? Right. We need a logical organisation of information and ideas, a clear progression. So, this leads to this, here's a reason, here's an example, You know, so what that paragraph does there, it says the same thing. I mean, right, repetitive, you know, not as clear as it could be. You know, so to get 6 and kind of 7, we need a coherence, we need a clear progression. This is what I think, here's a reason, here's an example, as a consequence, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we look at this, irrelevant detail, you know, maybe repetitive. So we need to work on that a little bit. Now let's have a look at the example. Okay, so main idea, reason, example, explanation. Right, so for many people, the act of shopping is not about satisfying a physical need such as buying food. Instead, it's about personal happiness. Okay, so we need to move on now. Adverts, so now I'm talking about advertisements, constantly tell us that we will be happier, thinner, more successful if we own a certain brand or product. So you see how the idea is moving on. In this way, we are encouraged to spend our money on things we don't need. Now, a specific example. If we take the case of the iPhone, Apple bring out new models every year, none of which are different or better, yet we are told we are somehow uncool or unsuccessful if we do not buy them. So, you see my main idea encourages personal dissatisfaction. So the act of kind of shopping. So if we don't buy this shit that we are told, we feel bad. Okay, so let's look at paragraph number 3. Let's see what else we've got. Now, on the other hand, so as I said, it's not a discussion essay. So you don't need to look at both. It's not a discussion. So for task achievement, you would be losing marks here because it's saying, is it positive or not? Tell me why. Not look at both sides. Okay, on the other hand, I do believe that shopping is a positive trend. Well, how is it? I mean, you just said on the one hand it's a waste of time. Now you're saying it's a positive trend? So the logic here does seem to be somewhat at odds. Okay, nowadays people have good job, some, not all, some people have, don't forget your articles, have a good job. Don't forget your relative pronouns, which means a good income, articles, and consequently spending more money. Okay, in modern world, well, we need an indefinite article here because it's a particular world. In the modern world, more construction of malls. Modern world, there is more construction of malls, and there are more numbers of abandoned shops. As a result, people will move out to their home to have quality time to friends. What's this got to do with shopping? As a result, people will move out to their home to have quality time to friends. Well, that's basically irrelevant. I'm not sure what that's got to do with anything. Okay, also after a stressful day at work, they will reward themselves by treating what? By treating themselves to what? Themselves. Moreover, shopping is a source of entertainment and describes the positive development as it shows that people having a good money to enjoy. It's a bit of a long sentence. That's almost a paragraph. Stressful day at work will reward. So we've got several different ideas here. So we've got furthermore, windows or shopping, and then you're talking about it's a form of entertainment, and then it shows you the country's improving. You say it's a positive trend, but in your previous paragraph you say it's a negative trend. So this is very confusing to the examiner. In any case, he or she will read this essay and they've got no idea really what you're talking about, because there's no organization and kind of structure. You know, there's some ideas, you've got different ideas. Shopping malls, okay, people move out, they'll reward themselves. So it's like very confusing. And the conclusion, although the trends have some of the drawbacks, it's not about. So, you know, your conclusion really is supposed to restate the question, the kind of topic. Okay, so let's have another look at an example. So my second main idea is then it's a waste of time. Okay. Secondly, spending time on shopping for non-food items, right, can be a major waste of time. Main idea. If we go to the supermarket, we find the foods we want, we buy them, and then we leave. However, endlessly shopping just for the sake of shopping can be very time consuming. And I give an example because every essay says write 250 words and give reasons and examples. So I gave a specific example here of the iPhone, and now I'm giving a made-up example here. A recent survey by the University of London said that 90% of all women admitted to spending 7 to 8 hours a week looking through shops in a shopping mall. So, as a consequence, this time is not spent on learning new skills, only at looking at and trying on clothes which they do not need. So, you can see we've got that logic, you know, this leads to this, leads to this. Here's an example. As a consequence, this. 1, 2, 3, 4. In conclusion, people who shop for entertainment often end up feeling unsuccessful, and dissatisfied. Main idea 1, paragraph 2, as well as wasting a lot of time. Main idea 2, paragraph number 3. So as you can see, let's just have another look at the structure. It's all about organization. I mean, you know, there's some grammar and vocab, but this essay would certainly be losing marks for cohesion, coherence, and task achievement also. So one way that you can avoid this is by writing to a structure. This enables you to know what you're doing every step. Okay, so you know, you basically know what you are doing sentence by sentence, and the examiner likes it also because examiner, you know, he's got a lot of, well, it has a lot of essays to read, and they haven't got time to be trying to decode or interpret what you mean. They're not They're not going to read your essay and give you a call. Oh, hello, ring, 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 hello, I was just marking your essay and there's a sentence I can't understand. Can you explain it, please? No, they will not do so. They'll simply mark it as they see it. If they don't understand it, they'll mark it down accordingly, you know? So, having a structure, having a clearly laid out set of ideas is good for you because it helps you to write and write faster, and it helps the examiner to understand. So let's have a look at the structure once again. Restate the question. Clearly expressed opinion, outline. What are you going to say? Your paragraph 2, 3, your topic sentence, explain it, a specific example, then the concession or reinforce, reiterate or show the consequence of your main idea. The same 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end. Although some people like to shop for entertainment, this can lead to unhappiness and a waste of time, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's one way that you can attempt such an essay. Now if we check the word count, because I didn't, I just wrote this in a couple of minutes, 287, that would do fine. For paragraphs, got 2 sentences, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sentences. Oops, 12 sentences. What did I say? 287 words. 4 paragraphs, you know, so that's all you basically need. Keep it simple, keep it short. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my blog too, so you can copy these files down, and anybody's got any more questions, you can send me a message. You can find me on Facebook, or you can, you know, send me a message here. That's my email. Okay, great.